Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're diving into a really profound way of looking at our youth. It's this idea that our youth isn't actually something we own, but something that's given to us in trust. And how we handle that trust, well, it just might open a door to eternity.
So let's kick things off with this quote from a character called Uncle. He says, "The years I called my youth were actually a trust. You realize it after time passes." Wow. That one line really sets the stage, doesn't it? This whole idea that our youth isn't truly ours, that's what we're going to unpack today. It's a huge shift from thinking you own something to realizing you're just taking care of it.
Okay, so let's start with a feeling I think we can all relate to. How we see our youth when we're right in the middle of it.
I mean, this is so real, right? While we're young, we have this powerful sense of ownership. It's my youth, my health, my time. We treat these things like they're our personal property, totally under our control. It feels completely natural, almost instinctive. But what happens when that feeling starts to crack?
Because, with a little time and a little perspective, a completely different understanding starts to creep in. Sometimes it feels like a sudden jolt, a realization that changes everything.
And here's that change, side by side. We go from that default assumption of my youth, my health, my life, to this incredible realization that it was all just a temporary grant, a sacred trust. It's a complete 180. What we thought we owned turns out to be a precious gift, handed to us for just a little while.
And to really drive the point home, another character, Seyfi Abi, just lays it out there. He says, when youth fades, you realize it never really belonged to you. That's the moment of truth. The end of your youth isn't about losing something you owned, it's just the end of your time as its caretaker. You were just looking after it.
So if our youth, our health, our time, if they aren't actually ours, then what are they?
Well, the answer to that gets us right to the very core of this entire philosophy.
The key word here is emanet. It translates to trust, but it's so much deeper than that. Think of it as something incredibly precious, something sacred that's been placed in your care. You're not the owner, you're the guardian, and you're responsible for it.
And this concept of emanet, of a trust, it doesn't just stop with being young. It scales up to include, well, everything. Your youth is a trust. Your health is a trust. Your time is a trust. And ultimately, your entire life is the greatest trust of all. None of it is a possession. It's all a temporary, sacred gift with a huge responsibility attached.
Okay, so why? Why should we look at life this way? What's the point of seeing everything as a temporary trust? Well, according to this philosophy, it completely flips the script on what we're living for and where we're actually going.
Here's a really cool metaphor to think about. Our youth here on Earth, it's just a sample, a little preview. It's like a shadow of something way, way bigger and more real. It's not the main event. It's more like the trailer for the movie. And this is the promise of that movie. The idea is that a real, unending, perfect youth is what's waiting for us. What we get to experience here is just a tiny taste, a glimpse of what's possible for those who really understand the nature of this trust. And this connects to a feeling we all have, right? That deep down desire to stay young and happy forever. Recep Abi suggests this isn't just some silly wish. It's actually a built-in compass, a signpost that's pointing us toward the reality of an eternal life, a place where that longing can actually be fulfilled.
Okay, this all sounds pretty amazing. But how do you actually live in a way that honors this trust? What are the practical steps you can take to unlock that whole promise of eternity?
It really boils down to 3 simple but powerful actions. First, gratitude. You have to genuinely appreciate your youth as the precious gift it is, not something you're just entitled to. Second, care. You have to actively protect this gift and use it wisely, not waste it. And third, consciousness. Always remembering that it's temporary. That single thought changes every decision you make, guiding you to use it for a higher purpose.
So, here's the real kicker. The goal isn't just to be a good caretaker. It's about a kind of spiritual transformation. The idea is that by living with this mindset, you can take this finite thing, your limited years of youth, and actually convert it into something infinite, everlasting happiness.
And this right here, this is the master key. It's the ultimate expression of living with consciousness. It's a statement of total humility and awareness, recognizing that, yeah, we have to try our best, but the ultimate power and permission comes from the one who gave us the trust in the first place. This mindset underpins everything else.
And so, we'll end by turning this philosophy's core motto into a question for you. The source suggests that the person who spends their youth in search of truth is the one who finds that light of eternity. So that leaves us with a pretty powerful and very personal question to reflect on. Your youth is a sacred trust. How are you going to spend it?